Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Michelle.
And together, we're
Airstreamer.
And today, we're going to present to you 10 safety items that we think are critical when you take your RV out on the road.
And if you stick around to the end, we'll have a bonus feature.
So, that makes 11.
Makes 11.
Pretty amazing.
We can count.
Watch 10, get one for free. Number 1 on our list of important safety items is checklists.
And different people use different things for checklists. Rich and Cindy from Love Subbin use a paper, they wear it around their neck and they mark things off as they do them, which is really great, and it works great for them.
And Phil and Stacy from Today is Someday have these little snap wristbands that they use, and they put them on their steering wheel, and that helps them keep track of stuff. Whatever system works for you, be sure to use it, because checklists make sure that you don't forget a vital safety item before you head on down the road towing your RV. What we use is an app that we have on our phone for the checklist, and it works really good. And I'll put a link to the app that we use right below, but there's numbers of apps that work, and the one I have is called Forget Not. And in there, I have put a list, one because our RV, our Airstream, we've named it Gemini. I have Gemini Liftoff and then Gemini Landing that helps keep track of everything we need to do before we leave and everything we need to take care of when we arrive at a site.
And how does it work, though, once you check it off? What do you do after you've checked it off?
Well, when I go through and I check off these things on there, then I can reset the whole list to be used again. So it's really nice. So to me, this is something that's just very convenient. You look at it all the time. Most of us always have our phones on us, some type of digital device like this. So it works really good. And on there, I have some very important things. I have to check the truck tire pressure, check Gemini's tire pressure, and then I have the tire pressure amounts listed in there. Check the oil, clean the windows and the mirrors, extend the tow mirrors, because I've forgotten to do that before, and then it's really hard to see kind of behind you.
And we clean the windows for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, to have a very clear view of traveling, but also when we're photographing things. And a lot of times when we've watched things, or even our own stuff, we'll notice, oh, there was a, bug on the
bug on the windshield, and that bugs us.
Yeah.
Again, this is just to make sure we don't forget anything. We've all heard stories of people pulling away from the campsite and their 30 or 50 amp cable is still connected to the pedestal, and that can cause some major damage. So again, we highly recommend you use a checklist to double check yourself and make sure that you're doing everything that you should be doing.
And the second item on our list is the RV Life app.
Not only does the RV Life app help us to plan our trips, both to find campsites to reserve and route us, it has routing available while we're driving. And in the app, we program in the total length of our rig, our trailer, and the truck, and then the overall height. And then, just like the GPS units that are geared for truck drivers, it won't route us down any road that we can't go down. So we never have to worry about approaching a bridge that is lower than our rig. Mm-hmm. That would be disappointing. Have you ever seen that, where people's air conditioners get sheared off the top of their camper? We're sure never to go down any road that towing we can't navigate, some hairpin turns in some mountain areas, and it warns us about grades that we're going to be. And that's another nice feature in the RV Life app, is that once you program in your stops and all your trips, you can actually see your elevation change on there. They have a special thing, and you can see that, oh my gosh, today we're going to go up another 2,000 feet in elevation. It also warns you about steep grades, just to make sure that you're prepared for that, and tries not to have you go any place that really you shouldn't go when you're towing.
It's been a huge peace of mind.
It has, absolutely. And Again, all these things we're going to have links to below, and I'll try to put QR codes up on the screen as well, because I know the majority of people that watch our videos actually watch it on television, and links are almost impossible to use when you watch it on TV. That's why I put the QR codes on there. Some of our links are affiliate links, gives us a little more coal to put in our engine, helps keep us chugging down the track, but many of them are not. Again, they're just things that we really, really believe in, and things that we think you should have to be totally safe on your RV journey. Number 3 on our list is a backup camera.
Yep, really, really important.
Now, people call them, and they're called backup cameras, but really it's a rear view camera. I don't know if you've ever noticed that when you tow your rig, your rear view mirror doesn't work anymore. So it's kind of nice to have a camera on the back of your camper that you can see behind you. So we actually have it on all the time while we're driving, so we can see cars approaching. We know when cars are passing us, and really helps us keep track of everything going on around us while we're on the road. Another thing, obviously, a backup camera is really good for is backing up into your campsite or any place else that maybe you have to turn around. And we've had to have that a couple times.
Yeah.
One time we had to turn around at a gas station because we had to back up and in there. And there was the other time we missed
the driveway for the actual campground, blew right by it, and as we were going down the road, we just were like, it's not looking right. And the road's getting narrower and narrower. And so we stopped and then had to back into a person's driveway, and the camera was great for that.
It really helped with that. So there's numerous things that I believe we both believe a backup camera is critical in safety on the road. And again, the camera we've settled on is the Halo View camera, and I've got a link to that, a QR code up on the screen for that. It has been terrific. It's a high definition camera. It also has a microphone on it, so you could use that for communication when you're backing in. But like most things with a signal like that, and a digital signal, there's a delay. So sometimes it's, if your person in the back, your spotter, yells out, "Watch out for that tree," by the time it comes across the speaker, it might be too late.
Yeah. We use something else for communication, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but we find that to be a much better tool than using a phone or using the speaker on the backup unit.
Yes.
Item number 4 on our list is the TPMS monitoring system.
Right. Tire pressure is really important when you're going down the road, and if you lose a tire or if you're losing pressure in a tire, you really want to know that as soon as possible. And that was really critical for us. We pulled into that one campground.
Yeah, we went over a very rickety railroad, and I think there was a screw or bolt that came and went right into our tire. We pulled into the campground, got out to check our site to see where we were going to park, and got back in the truck, and the monitor was beeping away.
Yeah, and it told us which tire on the Airstream that was losing pressure. So I was able to pull in and then get that repaired, and that was really critical. The other thing that a TPMS measures that's critical is temperature. And so, as you drive down the road, that temperature is going to increase a little bit due to just friction on the road, I believe. But if there's ever a situation where the tire pressure is critical, again, a good TPMS is going to go off, and you're going to be alerted to that problem right away.
The great thing about the unit that we have is it's by Halo View, and it's all in one.
Yeah, it's built right into that backup camera. So it's less clutter on the dash. It's really nice. So right up in the upper corner, you can see the all of the pressures on all the tires, and it cycles through, lets you know the temperature as well. And again, it's going to sound an alert. You get a both audio and a visual alert if there's a problem. And I actually demonstrated that in the video where I unscrewed the little monitors from the tire. In fact, let's look at that right now. Well, I'm going to simulate losing pressure by taking off the sensor here. And then there we are. And it shows me which tire we've lost pressure and what's going on. We're up to number 5 on our list, and there's kind of a theme here about tires, but one of the things that we really recommend is a tire changing ramp. Now, you can use a jack, and in fact, when we had our incident in our tire and I had to change it out, I did use a jack because that's what we had. But we've since ordered and gotten one of these tire changing ramps just because in my mind, it's a whole lot safer. Because our rig is a dual axle, this works really well. I can either back on or pull on to this, and the tire that's still good will rest right in the saddle. It's all locked in, very stable, and it gives me plenty of space to pull the flat tire or the leaking tire off. Again, this is just one of those safety items that works really well. There's a number of companies that make this. We've gotten the one from Beach Lane. We've really enjoyed the quality of all of their products. They've worked out really good for us. In fact, a number of them are in our store, and I'll put a link on one side or the other and a QR code to our store. But again, this tire changing ramp, I wish we would have had this at that COE park where we got the flat, but we have it now, so we're ready for next time. And speaking of flat tires, number 6 on the list, a tire plug kit. Now, we were really fortunate in that our flat happened at a campground, so we were able to park and be right there. But what if you're on the side of the highway and it's going to be a long way before you can get somewhere? That's where a tire plug kit like this can really come in handy, because then you can seal that tire, the leak up, and able to put pressure back in the tire and continue on the road. Again, this is just one of those peace of mind things. Obviously, we've been carrying this for quite a while. It's starting to get pretty beat up and have not had to use it yet, and that's really good news. But again, a tire plug kit of some kind, something we highly recommend for safety on the road. And of course, after you get that tire plugged, you got to fill it up with air. So that's number 7 on our list. And that would be a air compressor that'll work for enough high pressure for your vehicle tires or your camper tires. And the one we have works off the battery on the truck, and you hook it right onto the lugs, and then it provides the compressed air and enough pressure to fill up any one of those. We've chosen to go with one of these because it works right off of the truck battery. You simply hook the lugs up, again, red for positive, black for negative, and then turn it on and it'll start going right away. So after you've either changed out or plugged up that tire, that way you can pump the tires up. Again, a critical safety item for being on the road. Number 8 on our list, and something that most people never think of, and that is a torque wrench. We actually have 2 that we use to make sure that all of our wheels are torqued properly, and some other items we have require a good torque. So I've got this one here that goes up to about 150 foot-pounds, and then we have a bigger one that we have to use sometimes. And this one actually goes up to 250 foot-pounds. Now, I know our Airstream, the wheels on it are aluminum, and they tend to, as I'm told, loosen up a little bit, and checking the torque of those wheel nuts is highly critical. So pretty much almost every time before we tow, I dig these out and double check the torque on all the wheels of the Airstream and on our truck. Again, the last thing you want is a wheel flying off while you're going down the road. So again, it's just one of those things. Make sure you're safe at all times as you're driving down the road, because quite frankly, you're hauling some pretty precious cargo, not only your vehicle and your trailer, but the people inside as well. And a blowout could be disastrous on the highway.
Number 9 on our list of items that we feel really important to have is a windshield repair kit.
Yeah, even though you probably have windshield repair as part of your insurance, your automotive comprehensive insurance, you know, sometimes things happen really fast and it's going to affect your vision right away. like right after we crossed the state line into Florida. Yeah, we had a stone hit us, and the windows started to crack almost instantly because it was a nice, warm, sunny day.
Yeah.
And we were able to pull right into a rest stop and do a repair on that crack right away. And it's been over a year. Over a year now.
Yeah, and it's still held. I know we probably should have gotten it fixed, but it's still held. We kind of forgot about it because it completely stopped anything from growing. So we promptly replaced it to have one on hand, because it's really, I think, even if you're not traveling in your RV, just traveling in your car, I think having a windshield repair kit is a valuable tool.
Yeah, and especially for us RVers, because oftentimes we're not if you're boondocking or in a remote area, it's going to be really hard to get the glass repair shop out to fix that windshield. This way, you can have a repair and you can continue on. You know that crack isn't going to go up and interfere with your vision, or it'll go, and even if it doesn't interfere with your vision, you run into an overzealous
police officer,
an overzealous police officer. They may not like the idea that you have a crack in your windshield.
And we've made it to number 10. And number 10 on our list are radios.
Now, we use radios for a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different kinds of radios out there. There's the, family FRS, family radio system, the GMRS, there's ham radios, there's all kinds of different things. But the nice thing about some type of a two-way radio is that it's instant communication. So we use these when we back into a site. I know a lot of folks like to use their cell phones when they do that. They say they can put it on the truck speaker, but there's that delay. And again, if you're in a situation, it's like, something stop right away, maybe, a child runs in the way, or all of a sudden you notice a limb that you didn't notice before, the communication is instant. And another thing is that sometimes you don't have a cell signal.
Yeah. Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And these work no matter what.
Right.
Yep.
These are very nice two-way radios, and they work really, really well. And again, all of them are going to have multiple frequencies so that you can, if there's interference, a bunch of people talking on that channel, you can switch to a different channel. And I'll put a link and a QR code to a couple of the ones that we recommend. And our bonus item, I guess that'd be number 11, is our Pro Pride hitch. We really, really believe and appreciate our Pro Pride hitch. It is the only hitch on the market that I'm aware of that eliminates sway before it ever happens. We've been in situations with some pretty stiff crosswinds, and it's absolutely amazing how good this thing works. It's worth every penny that we invested into this. And how it works, it articulates. It's a little different. Your ball is mounted out. It's kind of locked out, but your hitch and everything is pivoting right off of this. And this articulates around, and by physics projects the pivot point about 52 inches north of the ball, which puts the effective pivot point of this hitch right at our rear axle. And if that sounds familiar, it sort of makes this toe just like a fifth wheel. The trailer can't exert any pressure onto the truck. If it does, the whole trailer and truck are one unit, so there is no sway. This has been one of the best purchases we've made for safety going down the road, especially since we do tow our 28-foot Airstream with a half-ton truck. This really, really makes that possible. Oh, another bonus item that we have is we have chain socks.
Oh, wait, that makes 12.
12? Look at that. 2 bonuses. We have chain socks that we put on this, and these are from Rich and Cindy at Love Subbin, and these chain socks are great. They go over your chain and help protect it, and then if you're ever in a situation, like sometimes your chain shouldn't drag on the ground, but you never know. Sometimes things happen and you could get a spark. And if you're in a really high fire area, you might start a forest fire with that. And this is one of those things that just helps protect that but more important than any of that is they look snazzy and really helped class up the look of your trailer.
So those are the things that we feel really important to have as you're traveling down the road. What are some of the things that you have used or do use that you find invaluable? Put them down in the comments below. We'd like to hear, and if there's anything we missed, let us know.
And if you have any questions about any of the products we've talked about, again, put that in the comments below because someone else may have the same questions, and then it does something. Helps keep everybody informed. I don't know. Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Okay. We got it?
Good timing.
Yeah.
What's a wrap?